Before we actually start to sew, let's take a look at the needle plate, the markings on the needle plate. If you look at the back of the plate, and I've taken the plate off of the machine so that you can see it better, but with it on the machine, if you look toward the back of the machine, the back of the plate, you'll see these lines that are marked on here. Those are guidelines for your fabric. So, and they help you sew a straight line. And you'll notice that the ones furthest back are designated in inches, and the ones that are closer to the front, the 10 and the 20, that's the metric system. So if we look at the ones in the back, this line where it says 3/8, that line is 3/8 of an inch from the needle when the needle is in the center of the stitching field. Then there's a line that has no marking on it. That's 4/8 of an inch, or 1/2 inch. The next one over here is 5/8 of an inch. The next one that is not marked is 6/8 of an inch, or 3/4 of an inch. Next one is 7/8 of an inch, and the one way out here that's not marked is 1 inch. Again, the lines are that distance from the needle when it is in the center of the stitching field. Now if we look down toward the bottom, the one that's the line that is marked 10, that's 10 millimeters from the needle. The next line that is not marked is 15 millimeters. The next marked line is 20 millimeters, and the one farthest out here that is not marked is 25 millimeters, very nearly an inch. And then if you look on the other side of the plate, you see that's duplicated from the center to the left, just like it is from the center to the right. So the way that you use those, let's say that you want a seam allowance that is 1/2 inch wide. You would look at this line right here for the 1/2 inch, and when you put your fabric in place, you want to keep the fabric aligned, the edge of the fabric aligned with that 1/2 inch line, and you'll be able to sew straight and consistently. So now I have the needle plate back on the machine, and just to show you again, if I wanted to sew a 1/2 inch seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, I would line it up with this line right here. So I would just put my fabric edge right up against that line, put my foot down, and if I keep the edge right there, I will have a consistent 1/2 inch seam allowance. If I take it away, if you look here at the front of the machine, on the bobbin cover, there was a red line, and that line is 1/4 inch. I don't know how well you can see it, but it says 1/4 inch. This is good for quilting. So if you line your fabric edge up along that line and keep it there, that would be 1/4 of an inch seam allowance.